noticed quite a lot in the past is that whenever you like check rally reports and whatnot, and you look over people's dragons that reinforce you, there are always people that quite clearly don't really know what they're doing in terms of dragon skills and what is probably best. So I thought I'd make a video explaining what I think is best, at least. Obviously it's subjective, but this is how I would approach it. So even if you're a spending player, you're gonna need a free-to-play base to build out from. So talking about all Legion skills is a bit pointless. First of all, the second dragon is actually better, I think, after level 55 than the first dragon. There's better stats. Might be a little lower than that, but I'm pretty sure it's past 55, even without the food. So you'll want to swap all your skills onto this from the first dragon when you get it that high. And in terms of the skills themselves, first of all, you want to level everything up to level 5, because before that they'll only affect stats in solo marches. They won't contribute to rallies at all. So you can see here, only at level 5 does it get this buff in rallies when sending reinforcements, and it can stack all the way up to 60% there. So when you're joining other people's rallies in PvP and AC, if you're reinforcing teammates when they're defending attacks, you won't actually contribute any stats towards them unless your skills are past 5. So all these buffs up to 5, or up to 4, will do absolutely nothing for them. In terms of what to level, assuming you run 2 unit type solos, which I think is the standard for people that will need to be focusing on these free-to-play skills, first and foremost at least, I'd go backline attack all the way to gold 9, and you don't want to spread the experience out after level 5. So when they get past 5, you want to commit all the way to 9, because at 9 you'll gain the leeching effect. So you see here, this one is the only attack on this account which isn't at 9 yet. It goes up in intervals, so 1%, then 2%, then 2%, then 2% in attack. So just 2% jumps, but then from 9 it will jump up 3% in attack. But then it also gains this enemy attack reversal, so it will reduce their infantry attack by 6.4% and then add it to your own. So that is effectively what, 12.8% from that leeching effect plus the 3%. So it's 15.8% infantry stats overall in total in the fight, swinging in your favor from that jump from 8 to 9 compared to just these little 1 or 2% jumps before. So it's much better to focus on just getting the attacks all the way to 9 and then moving on to the next one and doing the exact same. Because at 9, they effectively become an ancient skill. The leeching effect is what the ancient skills have at all levels. And obviously the attack ancient skills you can only get with, I think, 100 fragments in the dragon skill event. After that, I'd go for frontline attack. So here, the account's in spear cav, so it will go cav attack first and then spear attack all the way to 9. Then after that, it's a bit more debatable. You can go either gold frontline health or third line attack all the way to 9. Both are fine options in my opinion, and it depends on your playstyle which is best in all likelihood. Frontline health will be better for solo attacks probably, like garrison, stuff like that. But the third line attack will be better for rally filling, and I'd argue defending your city in general too. Obviously that's very situational, but if you're spear cav like here, your hard counter will be spear inf. So a gold 9 inf attack will both increase the damage you'll do against their front, and also reduce the counter damage they'll do against yours. Frontline health will still help you in that scenario obviously, but the attack is just a bit more flexible. If you reinforce someone who's defending a rally, the attack will always get value no matter what their frontline. But if you send spear health and they defend an imp front, your skill will be buffing nothing. So those are the 4 you'll want to focus on first of all. All gold attacks to 9, and then frontline health. You can substitute in the ancient skill you can get for free for the frontline health if you can get it. I think these have about a 25% drop rate, so you'll need realistically about 1,200 advanced skill raffle tokens to get the health of your choice, so it's quite a grind getting there. But keeping that ancient frontline health at 5 and getting the attacks to 9 first is probably the most efficient thing you can do in terms of general use. Just as a general idle thought with these advanced skills, what I do on most of my accounts is go up to 50 every single week just for that extra 8 tokens, just for the extra experience, because leveling dragon skills to 9, whether they're gold or ancient, takes an absolute ton, so this just helps bridge that gap a bit more. If you're spending quite a lot, you can go all the way to 200 too, but you'll have to buy out these quite a lot throughout the week, unless you're buying packs of them directly. And then after you have those 4, you can either double up on the frontline health, so you can either go ancient frontline health and gold 9, and then you'll want to fill out the empty spots with purple attacks, which will get the most use. So here, it will be spear and cav attack. Personally here, I've just done 1 frontline health and 2 of the purple attacks because it's a bit more of a solo attack based build that suits my playstyle a little bit more. You can choose to be a bit more generic and just run each health in each attack, or gold or ancient when it comes to the healths, and that'll be very good for general rally filling use. But the healths won't get too much use, and you can just keep some at 5 and swap them in and out if you really want to min-max things. So I'd run 3 gold attacks to 9, gold frontline health to 9, or the ancient frontline health, or both, and then either 1 or 2 purple attacks based on how many healths you're running. That really is personal preference, I think. If you start expanding into the Legion skills, you'll want to get rid of these purple attacks first of all, obviously, and then the frontline healths. 3 Legion skills and 3 gold attacks at 9 is a very efficient place to get to. You don't necessarily really need more or better than that, because whilst you could get the Legion skills over the gold attacks, these are still very, very good, and it's not like getting the Legion skills will be an instant addition to your stats, because you'll lose all this, remember. So the free-to-play alternative is actually very, very strong, so you might just be better spending money elsewhere and stuff that doesn't have good free-to-play alternatives like troop appearances or commanders until they're all as good as they can be. And yeah, I think that's about it. I mean, dragons are a huge part of PvP nowadays, especially in like rallying scenarios when they all add up. I would personally avoid frontline defense. I don't think it's as good as the other options, because I've seen quite a lot of people run like only 1 type of any given stat, but if you run 2 like purple and gold cav attack, they will add up. It won't just take like the highest one. Arguably the ancient frontline defense to get the leeching effect on your frontline can be pretty decent as a substitute in for one of the purple attacks. I think that's probably a decent option if you can like grind your way to it. I think that would definitely work too, but again, it's just a bit less flexible in terms of rally filling. But there is also the value in attacks will probably stack to full regardless in rallies, whereas like defenses and healths might not necessarily do so. So there is value in that still. I think generally this is how I would approach leveling out your dragon skills.